At what's been trending on social media. With me this week, Siyabonga Africa. Siya, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So our topics this week, obviously the US elections, yesterday what we saw in Parliament with the motion of a vote of no confidence in the president and a shooting of a student, of a UJ student. We'll take a look at all of those. Let's start with the presidential elections.
Yeah, that definitely was the most 2016-iest event of 2016. We definitely, well, I mean, if you look at the sentiment, it was almost, the writing was on the wall, but definitely a really surprising results for us abroad, whereas those in the US maybe might have seen it coming. So yeah, South Africans were definitely in shock and awe that we now have a president-elect, Donald J. Trump, former Apprentice presenter.
Only in America would you get a TV reality star becoming the president of the United States.
Yes, and someone who's declared bankruptcy several times over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that definitely elicited quite a number of tweets, some of them reaching into the dark humor of Black Twitter. And yeah, some of them very angry as well at the US, whom we thought would vote differently. Some people were also calling back to another tweet by Samuel L. Jackson that he wanted to immigrate to South Africa if Donald J. Trump became president. I don't know if Home Affairs will grant him, though, a visa. Maybe you can give him asylum if he wants.
Well, a lot of celebrities tweeting that they were ready to leave the country because Trump had been elected as president. Yeah,
and even normal citizens. We've apparently on the day of the election results, the Canadian immigration website crashed several times over. I think it's still down even today. So a lot of people definitely looking to jump ship at some point.
And this, I mean, trending from the beginning of the week, and is it still trending?
Yeah, definitely, especially now with the protests that have sparked. Yeah. A lot of them are student-led. Definitely not happy with the results. So, in fact, this is one of the elections of the globe that, I mean, no one really cares about other elections except for this one, which has the biggest impact in the world. The US is a hegemon, and a lot of what it does has a major effect on other countries around the world.
All right, let's look at what was happening in Parliament yesterday afternoon with that vote of the motion of no confidence in the president not going the way the opposition parties would have liked.
Maybe, I think they're also making a symbolic gesture, knowing that, of course, the result wouldn't be what they hoped for. But I think they wanted to get it out there to show to the country that the ANC is still united for the President Jacob Zuma. So I think it was more of a symbolic gesture. And even if you look at their tweets, what they were trying to show is that, they are a party that is against Zuma and that they are for hope and a different type of regime. And the ANC basically rallying towards their president as well. So I think it wasn't so much that they were expecting that the result to be different. I think they knew what they were going in for, and they basically were just trying to show the South African public that things are still the same. And in light of the state of capture report, that this is a party that may not be in the interest of the public.
What about tweets from the public? What were they like?
I think it was definitely, people were expecting this result. Okay. Some of them, of course, were questioning, why this motion was brought forth, but also others, calling back to the state of capture report, calling to all the allegations of using state institutions to try and get the finance minister fired. I think, they really are. The people are starting to get angry, and you're seeing it on social media, and something like this motion of no confidence being brought to the fore is just fueling the conversation even more.
The universities, the fees must fall protest, that sort of has simmered down a little bit, but we've had that shooting of a UJ student. How did Twitter take that?
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate event, and I think it highlighted a lot of the violent acts that the security institutions have been doing in the face of these protests. So a lot of fees must fall activists and students definitely coming to support the students at UJ, also pointing out that that the struggle still continues, and having a symbolic face to this struggle as well. Has really fueled the anger. So there's a lot of frustration still. I think fees must fall has not gone away. I think
Yeah.
we'll definitely see it reemerge next year, if not sooner than that. And you know, something like this really highlights the urgency of the need for intervention at both a government and a private institution level.
All right, and these just, of course, some of the tweets that have come through.
Yeah, definitely really, really unfortunate. He was 21 years old, comp sci student. The future was way ahead of him. He could have been anything, and you know, this definitely cut short a very promising life.
Siya, thank you very much. Our news specialist, Siyabonga, our digital news specialist, Siyabonga Africa. Thank you very much. As we do always on a Friday, go through some of the trending stories on social media.